Hello everyone, my name is Lakshman. Today, I'm here to explain a powerful presentation about TCP or IP reference model topic in the computer network subject. Introduction. As we can see in this diagram on the left side, there exist multiple devices connected to the internet. And on the right side, we can see the internal structure of the devices like the internal servers, firewall, external servers, and internet devices. So basically, it is a conceptual layout mainly used to describe how the communication between devices should occur. One of the main advantages of reference model is that it defines the standards for building components of the network, thereby permitting multiple vendor development. So, as the first point suggests, that internet can be connected to multiple devices at the same time, and multiple devices can access the data at the same time using the internet. Reference models define which functions should be performed at each layer, and thus they promote standardization. Firewall. A firewall is a network security device, either hardware or software based, which monitors all incoming and outgoing traffic and based on a demand set of security rules. It accepts, rejects, or drops specific traffic. So, in this diagram, we can see the red color block that is a firewall. So, basically, it is a hardware or software based protection device present inside the reference models that accepts or rejects the relevant type of data, and it also defines the security rules that accepts, rejects, or drops the specific traffic data. Internet. The internet is the global system of interconnected computer networks that uses the internet protocol suite to communicate between networks and devices. So basically, internet we use in day-to-day life, and it is used to connect devices to access the data, or we can connect multiple devices at the same time, and we can share the data between them. Internet server is a computer system capable of delivering web content to end users over the internet via a web browser. The next slide, let us see what is the difference between TCP and OSI models. As we can see in this diagram, the first one is the OSI model, which consists of 7 layers: the application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical layers. In the TCP model, these it is a concised model of the OSI reference model, and all two layers are combined into a single layer. As you can see in this diagram, application layer, presentation layer, and session layer are combined to form one single layer called the application layer. Transport layer is as it is. Network layer is also as it is. The data link layer and physical layer both combined create the network access layer. Basically, the data communication is a process or act in which we can send or receive data. For data communication, two models are available: OSI model and TCP or IP model. So, data communication is enabled between the devices that are connected to the internet. OSI model. OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. It has 7 layers that are physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. Each layer performs its task independently. It was developed in 1984 by the International Organization for Standardization. Now, TCP or IP model. TCP or IP stands for Transmission Control Protocol or Internet Protocol. It has 4 layers named a physical layer, network layer, transport layer, and application layer. So these 4 layers are the concised the combination of the remaining layers present in the OSI layer. OSI reference model. It also can be used as a communications protocol in a private computer network, and it was designed by Vint Cerf and Bob Kahn in the 1970s. Now let us come to the main topic, the TCP or IP reference model. TCP or IP reference model was designed and developed by the Department of Defense in the 1960s and is based on standard protocols. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol or Internet Protocol. The, the TCP or IP model is a concise version of the OSI model. It contains basically 4 layers, unlike the 7 layers in the OSI model. It is a suite of protocols for communication structured in 4 layers. It can be used for communication over the internet as well as for private networks. So basically, the devices connected to the internet through the in the format of a TCP or IP reference model can use these protocols, and it can be used for communication over the internet as well as the private networks. TCP and IP are different protocols of computer networks. The basic difference between TCP and IP is in the transmission of data. So data can be data transmission is different in both the protocols in the TCP and IP protocols. In simple words, IP finds the destination of the mail and TCP has the work to send and receive the mail. UDP is another protocol which does not require IP to communicate with another computer. IP is required only by the TCP. So this is the basic difference between the TCP and IP. The layers of the TCP and IP models are application layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer and physical layer. Both combined become the network access layer. Now let us see the layers of the TCP or IP model. The first one, application layer. An application layer is the topmost layer in the TCP or IP model. It is responsible for handling high-level protocols, issues of representation. This layer allows the user to interact with the application, and when one application layer protocol wants to communicate with another application layer, it forwards data to the transport layer. So basically, the application layer is to apply the protocols and apply the functionalities of the protocols and execute it in the communication network and execute it in the communication way. This layer, as it specifies, is used to allow the interact with the application, and when one application layer protocol wants to communicate, it will send the data from one application layer to another application layer. The basic protocols used in this are HTTP. Basically, we see this HTTP in the Google website in the URLs. HTTP stands for the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. This protocol allows us to use the data over the World Wide Web, and it transfers the data in the form of plain text, audio, video. SNMP. SNMP stands for Simple Network Management Protocol. It is a framework for the network communication and network devices, and it is used for managing devices on the internet by using the TCP or IP protocols. SMTP. SMTP stands for the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. The TCP or IP protocol that supports the email is known as Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, and this protocol is used to send the data to another email address. F, sorry, FTP. FTP stands for the File Transfer Protocol, and FTP is a standard internet protocol used for transmitting the files from one computer to another computer. So FTP is the File Transfer Protocol, and it is used to send the different files on different computers from one computer to another computer. The next layer is the transport layer. The transport layer is responsible for the reliability, flow control, and the collection of data which is being sent over the internet or the network. The two protocols used in transport layer are UDP, User Datagram Protocol, and TCP, Transmission Control Protocol. UDP, it provides connectionless service and end-to-end delivery of transmission, and it is an unreliable protocol as it discovers errors but not specify the error. UDP discovers the error, and ICMP protocol reports the error to the sender that user datagram has been damaged. So basically, the user datagram protocol is used to check for the errors in the data that is sent by the user, and data that is being accessed by the user, and it will recorrect the errors by using this protocol. Transmission con- Transmission Control Protocol. It provides a full transport layer service to the applications. It creates a virtual circuit between the sender and receiver, and it is active for the duration of the transmission. TCP is a reliable protocol as it detects the error and retransmits the damaged frames. Therefore, it ensures all the segments must be received and acknowledged before the transmission is considered to be completed and a virtual circuit is discarded. Next layer is the Internet layer. Internet layer is the second layer of the TCP or IP model. An Internet layer is also known as a network layer. The main responsibility of the Internet layer is to send the packets from any network, and they arrive at the destination irrespective of the route they take. IP protocol. IP protocol is used in this layer and it is the most significant part of the entire TCP or IP suite. So basically, using this protocol, we can connect to the internet and we can enable the communication between different devices, and we can also transfer data between the multiple devices connected on the internet. Following are the responsibilities of this protocol. IP addressing. This protocol implements logical host addresses known as IP addresses. The IP addresses are used by the internet and higher layers to identify the device and to provide inter-network routing. Host to host communication. It determines the path through which the data is to be transmitted. Data encapsulation and formatting. An IP protocol accepts the data from the transport layer protocol. An IP protocol ensures that the data is sent and received securely, and it encapsulates the data into message known as IP datagram. So basically, these are the responsibilities of this protocol. The first one is the IP addressing. This protocol is used by the internet and higher layers to identify device and to provide the internet routing. Host-to-host communication is a communication between different devices and the users accessing the devices. So data encapsulation, the protocol accepts the data, and that data is encapsulated inside the internet, and it is used whenever wanted. Network access layer. The network access layer is the lowest layer of the TCP or IP model. A network layer is the combination of the physical layer and data link layer defined in the OSI reference model. This layer basically defines how the data should be sent physically through the network. This layer is mainly responsible for the transmission of data between two devices on the same network. So basically, this layer explains us that using the protocols of the IP or the TCP protocols, we can send the data to the devices connected on the network. So this is the end of the presentation, guys. Hope you liked the presentation about the TCP or IP reference model topic in the computer network subject. Let us meet in the next presentation. Thank you.